Sunshine Wild Pack. It's Bernadette, aka Mama Bear, and I'm here with your Pick a Card Daily Tarot reading for Saturday, July 17th, 2021. Maybe I should just end the reading at that, because this week it's intense, y'all. It is slap intense. I mean, the biggest transformations, tumultuous, people losing the dang minds and then finding their minds and then losing them again and looking for. I'm like, this is why Mama Bear stays in her hidey hole here in little old Florida. And I just come poking out of the woods every now and again out of my cave, because I'm like, here's the thing though. It's really, it's not bad. It's not negative. It's crazy, because the growth and development that I'm also witnessing is stellar, at my own included, right? So let me just say this. If you're new to my channel, welcome to the Metaphysical Madness. And for all of you longtime subscribers, I love y'all more every day. Even when I don't think it's possible, I love y'all more every day. And if you like the free content and the kind of content that we produce here on my channel, then hopefully you will press the like button for the video. You will subscribe. You will hit the little ringy dingy bell thingy and get all the notifications, because when you do that, it helps my videos, which is not really about my videos. It's really about the messages that the animal allies are sending out into the world, because you guys know everything I do is for the animals. And that's very helpful, because the algorithm at YouTube loves people who are popular, and I want to be popular. So make me popular. Okay. So all that being said, I starting at the live earlier this week that was about setting your intentions, and then other readings in between, and another lot. Let me just cut to the chase. Is gorilla, gorilla, and not in the way that you might think. Now, this gorilla is from my deck, the Arcanimal Tarot and Oracle deck, and it does represent the Seven of Wands in the traditional Rider-Waite Smith Tarot, which is the system that, of course, I worked with to create the Arc. And okay, let me just, I always want to be Miss Disney Sunshine. I do. It's in my heart to do that. And today it kind of is Miss Disney Sunshine, but you kind of have to go through Cruella de Vil to get there. You might have to go through, who was the guy in Beauty and the Beast that wanted to marry Belle, and he was just a big old lug, and she's like, I'm not having any of that. Anyway, Gaston. You might have to go through Gaston. You might have to go through Cruella de Vil. You might have to go through, the Snow White Wicked Witch. I don't even know. But you might have to go through them. But here's the thing. So the Seven of Wands card, in the traditional tarot card meanings of that card, when you take a look at the imagery, you see this old boy standing up here on a mountain, and he's got his wand like this, and it looks like he's staving off a big fight. But when you really get into this card more, what you're looking at is, he's kind of got that wand in the same position that the magician does, who looks like he's doing staying alive, right? In the magician card of the major arcana. But what that signifies is drawing down the wisdom and the divine power to use and work with in this mortal realm. And remember that he's on a mountaintop. Now, I guess we could call it a hilltop, or, a whatever. But at the end of the day, he's on the top of a bunch of earth. And that is going to tie into, because this, this pick a card reading is fixing to go right off the rails. It's not going to be really off the rails, but it's going to be highly unusual, because that's what I was told. Gorillas showed up, gorillas in the mist, as a matter of fact. And they said, hey, it's about this morning. So before we deep dive, it's important for you to know that you always have the magic inside of you. You are the magician. That's it. You're the magician. That's it. End of story. Right? Okay. Hard stop. And it can be really, really hard to remember that sometimes when the rest of the world is coming for you. And in the card, in the Rider-Waite, Smith tarot, cardy, decky, mabobber thingy majiggy. I'm tired, y'all. It's Saturday. I'm so tired. So he's not really fighting. Those people below him can't really get him. It's just, it looks scary for the minute, but it's not for real scary. If you take a look at their wands, their rods, they can't even reach him. He's up so high. And he doesn't really have a look of distress on his face. He's just like, okay, I'll play your game. Here's what this has to do with the gorillas that sat with me. I can't believe I'm going to say this to y'all, but I'm going to say it. I am, because it's what happened. And it's the first time ever. I have often wondered why animals sit in circles. I've often wondered that, especially primates, gorillas, that kind of thing. They often sit in circles. In humans, we often sit in circle because we're doing sacred trance work, or we're doing sacred journeying, or we're part of a medicine wheel healing, or just going through the medicine wheel. We have a lot of reasons that we gather in circles. It's purposeful. It's very symbolic. This morning, I was honored by gorillas, plural, to sit on the floor in my office and sit in circle with them, in sacred circle. And what they showed me was they're in particular mountain gorillas. And there's only maybe a little more than 1,000 of them left in the wild. They are incredibly, incredibly endangered. So when I asked them what they were showing me by sitting in circle, what they said was, it's edging on being a little too late for them to keep their numbers up in the wild. They're working on it though. But that it's important for you, for your own spirit, that you don't allow anyone to encroach on you so much that you become endangered. No one is going to be allowed. You should not allow anyone to encroach on your habitat so much that pieces or parts or all of you become endangered. But that also means you can't let yourself encroach on you. That's tough. What if you don't know you're doing it? Well, you got to find out. So in this reading today, you are the mountain. You are the mountain. And why am I using this water? From my mom. Don't waste anything, Bernadette. You are the mountain. I know I've said it 4 times, but I'm going to say it again. You are the mountain. The reason that's important is when you take a look at the symbolism in the Rider-Waite Smith Tarot, mountains always represent higher spirituality, higher understanding. You have an ancient wisdom in you that the mountains have, that the great apes, the primates, the monkeys, the orangutans, all of them, they carry such an ancient wisdom. And there's only so much they can do when things start to encroach on their habitat and put them at risk. Because it's the only thing that does that, which is, of course, mankind. Not a fan. You might have gleaned that from my channel. I'm not a fan. The world is too people-y. But, except for y'all. I love y'all. Y'all are perfect in every way. So, just sitting in a circle with with these people, with the mountain gorillas, I thought I knew what it was like to be in the mountains and see them in the wild. You know, I watch National Geographic. I watch Marlin Perkins. You know, I've seen it all. I watch about everything that has anything to do with animals on any cable channel, on anything. Except for that dumb thing narrated by Helen Mirren. Have you seen this about the animals? And they give the animals these dumb voices and write all this really low rent. Never mind. Don't get me started. I watched 10 minutes of that and I was like, I'm out. But anything that really does show animals in their truest light, in their most natural state, because that's the state that we are supposed to be in, our most natural state. And I just don't know how many people really remember that. Can you remember when you were a kid what you felt was the most natural to you? Can you remember? It's hard. I think it's difficult to really tap into that and all that means. In fact, some people have an easier time tapping into past lives than they do tapping into this life, this reality, when they were a child. And perhaps that's what it's calling for you today. But the biggest thing is that you are the mountain. No matter what it takes, if it is within your ability, and it is, to protect your mountain and not let anyone else encroach on it and make you an endangered species, that's what you got to do. That's it. But again, that includes yourself. Are you self-sabotaging? Are you reliving old stories that, you were told as a kid, or shames or whatever? But in that, this whole week has just been about people being honest with themselves. I keep trying to tell y'all I am one taco short of a combination plate, and this very moment proves it. This whole week has been about, Lord, I can't believe I'm going to say this either. I hope you guys had morning margaritas for this daily reading. Honest to goodness, I do. I have to, you heard it here first. Truth moment for Bernadette. Pardon me. Lordy, that was ladylike. I just have to give up the ghost. Man, I am so far behind. Adopting cats, a hurricane, other things that came in that had to be, they just, not that you all are my biggest priority. You all are the most important things. But I'm just so far behind. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to pre-do these videos at 3 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning before I get ready to go on vacation. I even thought about canceling my vacation. My sister looked at me and she said, you could try. She said, we'll get the rest of the family. We will hog tie you. We will plop you in that truck and we will not unleash you until we get to the Georgia border. So I'm going to have a limited amount of videos for you all while I'm gone. And I hope that they're going to be deeply meaningful because they're intended to be. And I wonder if the gorillas coming to me this morning, the mountain gorillas in particular, I wonder if that was not the precursor to how much individual work you all are going to do with your own mountain while I'm gone. And work with the Seven of Wands, which seems an unusual card to work with, except for when you start to work with the archetype of the Seven of Wands, what you find really ultimately is it's about courage and victory because you had the courage. Now, for me, I'll be beating myself up about, oh my God, I just got to admit to them, I'm buried. I just cannot turn out this many videos while I'm gone. I just can't. And that doesn't mean I won't figure out a way between now and then. It just means that as of this moment, I've got to not endanger myself, my own mountain, because that's no good for you. And that's a hard thing for somebody like me to admit, because there's type A, and then there's type AA, AAA, quadruple A, and then there are the A's that are just like, you know what? All 26 letters of the alphabet might as well be A. That's homegirl. So you might think that you're being called to say, well, I need to admit that I have been a failure at this, or I haven't done this well enough, or this and that. It's not enough. That has nothing to do with it. It's about boundaries. It's about not letting anyone, including yourself, encroach on you and ruin your day and endanger you. Working with if you're looking at the traditional tarot card meanings of the Seven of Wands, yeah, things are turbulent, but they're nothing that you can't handle as long as you'll have the courage to handle it. And, astrologically, Mars in Leo governs this card. The White Cliffs show there's a high moral background. There is, look at the colors that this fella is wearing. It's green, it's orange, it's yellow. Green is associated with the heart chakra, which is Venus, and the passion that he's fighting with. And the solar orange is all about the strength and the vitality. And the airy yellow is like quickness of thought, but it's about creativity of thought as well. And where that creativity, I think, is coming in is, again, if you look at his stance, he's got his wand, his rod slanted. It's diagonal. It's Diagon Alley, right? Okay. That means that you can draw the magic down from wherever you want to draw the magic down from or up from. You have challenges going on. There's no doubt of that. But by being in the center of that rod that's drawing down and drawing up, you're the apex in a way. I mean, you're the middle. The apex is at the top, obviously, but you're in a position where the flow that's going through you, if you'll allow it, goodness. I'd hate to be on your wrong side. Well, I'd like to be on the side of you that wants to win something, but it's just going to go very well for you if you'll think of working with mountain gorillas, if you'll think of working with them in that capacity. And if you will think that, when you think about how strong they are, just the sheer natural strength of these animals, it's insanity. I mean, a strength that you can't, people think, well, horses are strong or elephants are strong. And that, yes, in one way, but they can only go one way. They're so big and they don't reach out and grab things. They don't have the mobility of limbs and all of that. And in that, what you're talking about is a strength that has a creativity to it that you may never have tapped into yet, but you're being called upon to do that. And that things that you may not see as your superpower actually are, if you would just allow them to be. So I got to get y'all. I hope that was helpful. Remember, today is Third Eye Chakra Day. So stick that in your third eye chakra and smoke it. I gotta get some sleep. I love y'all very much, and I got to get. Pick up your copy of the Arc Animal Tarot and Oracle deck. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit the little ringy dingy bell thingy and get all the alerts and messages. Send Mama Bear some sleep energy, would you please? And forgive me if I don't get all the videos up. I said I was going to get up when I leave for vay hey. And I think there's something else I'm supposed to remind you of. Yes, if you would share these videos on your social media, that would be great, because it will help get awareness of animals out there and all the animal ally good juju. And in return, people will do what? They'll do good for animals, including themselves, and they'll stay wild.